Whitaker Insurance. Value RX Pharmacy Tazewell. Roland Veterinary Services. Mary's Home Furnishings and Appliance Center. Claiborne Health and Wellness. Walker and Walker Construction. Stay and Play Doggy Daycare and more. Pizza Inn of Tazewell. Hearthside Bank. Danny England Motors. Clayton Homes of Middlesboro, Kentucky. John Smith Subs, Harrogate, Tennessee. Communications provided by First Century Bank. Whitaker Insurance. Value RX Pharmacy Tazewell. Roland Veterinary Services. Mary's Home Furnishings and Appliance Center. Claiborne Health and Wellness. Walker and Walker Construction. Stay and Play Doggy Daycare and more. Pizza Inn of Tazewell. Hearthside Bank. Danny England Motors. Clayton Homes of Middlesboro, Kentucky. John Smith Subs, Harrogate, Tennessee. Communications provided by First Century Bank.
You do it 4 times a week.
Okay, welcome to the Zones All Access hosted by the Sports Center, episode 55. This evening we'll have another edition of the Pit Pass episodes where we talk to motorsports people. And I happen to have both a driver and now a track owner, Brian Smith, with me tonight. We'll have some good talks about sports and other things. But first, we need to thank our marketing partners, Rex, of course, up here at the Sports Center. Without him, we couldn't do what we do. And our partners, we have some premier partners in the video you just saw. They're just instrumental in what we do. And those scrolling across the bottom of the screen, there's the whole entire team of marketing partners. So take a glance at those scrolling down there and support those that support your kids and him. uh, okay, let's get a little background, Brian. Where are you from?
Well, originally born in Michigan, St. Clair Shores. Parents moved down here in '76. Kentucky, I live in Knox County, right around Barberville.
Hmm.
So spent most of my childhood growing up there, and then so we've been there, still live in Gray, Kentucky, and just I always, you know, supported Tazewell, this part of the country, and so I, got the opportunity on this, decided to go with it. But yeah,
Are you still in the gutter business?
yes, we are.
Yeah.
Still do side and gutter. Me and my brothers. Been doing it since my dad. Actually, high school, 15-year-old during the summer, but we've done it my whole life. So,
Yeah. Okay. What sports did you play as a kid?
uh, football mainly.
Yeah.
Wanted to do baseball, never did get the opportunity. So, but played football through our elementary school, and we didn't have middle school back then. Went straight into high school and played high school football for Knox Central, right there in Knox County.
Was football your favorite sport?
Yeah, growing up,
Yeah.
enjoyed it. And my brother continued after I did. He was a few years younger than me, and very good at it. So we enjoyed it, in the family. So
Why did you like football so much? Just fell in love with it
just the
from the get go.
roughness,
Roughness.
getting
Yeah.
out there, and just like when the coach told us it was the only sports you could do, and knock the crap out of somebody, and get away with it. So I mean, it just
Yep. Favorite sports team and athletes.
I guess I mean I am not a huge follower of it. Many, but we watch Kentucky a lot. I know we're here in Tennessee, but that's kind of
You're at home here.
yeah,
Rex, the owner here, he's a Blue fan.
okay. But yeah, we just UK watch a lot of basketball. Do football, but that's mainly the we watch a lot. So
Did you have a favorite athlete, basketball or football related through University of Kentucky?
uh, not really. I mean, I just kind of watched them all. Didn't really you know focus on one.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. When and how did you get bit by the motorsports bug?
Well, as a kid, my dad took a picture back in, I guess it would have been late '70s. I'm telling my age, so, but anyways, dad had a '57 Chevrolet race car come out of Michigan, and we raced asphalt in Corbin Speedway.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't, but family did,
Family did. Yeah.
and had an uncle drove my dad's car, but he had a picture of me getting out of the trunk of the car because they'd wrecked it down there and beat the quarter panel in. And as a kid, I'd get off the bus every day and just beat it out. And
Yep.
he thought, well, so I just, it's always been something we done in the family and, continued doing. So,
Okay. Was you solely a dirt guy, or well, you, of course, like some asphalt, but how did that represent to who you liked in NASCAR, or did it at all?
uh,
Who was your favorite?
uh, I mean, of course, Earnhardt, growing up, everybody, that was, I always liked Ward Burton, just, he was a good NASCAR driver, but, we just, it was something that Dad always done in Michigan when we lived up there, and they raced at a track called Mont Clemens Speedway. It was an asphalt track, and then we come down there, it was asphalt. We raced in Corbin, and then we started venturing down into Tazewell. Had other guys drive for us, and while I was a kid,
Did you have someone you looked up as your favorite dirt driver?
uh, Don Cox back in the day, he was a dirt racer back up that way. Him and Al Pointer. Al used to own the car, and Don drove it, as a
Mm.
youngster. And of course, down this way, I got stories of Scott Bloomquist being down there in the pits, when he first got started here at
Yeah.
Tazewell, and but but yeah, just a lot of them guys growing up. Um,
Did you learn anything by watching those your favorite athletes or your favorite team and your favorite racing driver? Did you learn anything? Was something you picked up on as far as their dedication or anything like that?
uh, I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of them back in them days, there wasn't no big hollers. Everybody was
Right.
just kind of kept it simple. If you seen an enclosed trailer, that was a big wow factor, back in the day. But just the hard work they put into it, and you know, and it wasn't something that just happened on a Saturday. It was all week long process. So,
What's your first vehicle in motorsports?
uh, my first car, and I got a picture at Tazewell, was a '68 Firebird. And me and my dad, we purchased, come out of, car originated out of Richmond, Kentucky, and the guy bought it, brought it down, and tried to race it, but that was my first car. Actually started at Tazewell in '87.
So no go karts, nothing like that. Just
No,
straight into the full body cars.
yep, and
Cool. How'd you do that first night?
I don't know. Back then, there probably wasn't 12, 14 cars in that class that I was in, so um, I know
Remember
that.
what class it was?
Yeah, it was cadet class. I think they kind
They
of called
called
it
it
back
back
then.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that was my first year over at Tazewell, and we started. Actually, we was out there just packing the track one night, and in that car, and track was pretty wet. And back then, we would pack the track, and the car slid down and hit the inside wall and bent the frame, just packing the track. So we end up, me and my dad got in turn four right there, and um, got the car pulled over there. And I said, Dad, the steering's messed up. And he said, here, let's hook a chain to it. So we was right in the corner. I'm sure everybody was watching us, you know. So put it in reverse and
Give it a
backed it up, and about knocked me out. Dad said, I said, get the helmet. So he brought the helmet over there, and I stuck it on. I done it again, and we pulled it out, steering loosed up. I think I finished second that night. So,
awesome
I knew
story.
not to give up. And some of these guys, they'll get something go wrong with the car, they just load it up. But I fight to the end, usually.
Yeah, that's good. Best thing in motorsports as a driver, to you personally,
The best.
the best thing ever while driving a race car, or just a memory that's personal to you.
Uh, I guess I won a race over here in '17 at Tazewell, late model race, and it was a pretty brutal night. But we survived it. We run up front most of the night, and at the end, everybody kept having troubles. But I mean, that was probably my sticking out. That win
Yeah,
there. It was a Ray Cook Southern National race. So
well, that's good. Let's flip that over. What's the absolute worst thing?
uh, at Tazewell again. I was day race. We was racing there,
Oh,
and usually a day race, it's locked down
yeah,
right through the
it's
center. But I was going to pass a fella. We was running probably fifth, sixth, and I kept trying to get around him. I'd nudge underneath him, and finally I got underneath him, and he come down and cut me off. I mean, and I ended up flipping the car, rolling over on my top, and I guess that night, it was a few weeks before that, Buster Cup had saved a fella over there that his car caught on fire.
yeah.
And Buster cut him out with a pocket knife and saved his life. But when I was upside down, all I could see was liquid coming
Oh my
down.
gosh,
And all I was thinking about it was that fuel, but it was water coming out of my radiator. But in my mind, I
still
was thinking,
scared.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
would
that
be
was
too.
that was one of my worst. And I swear the hole wasn't that wide, underneath the car, but I got out of there. I mean, just in a heartbeat.
Was it the lay wreck?
Huh?
The lay wreck? Is that what you
Yeah,
referenced? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because
That was a rough.
it
I
was
was there that night. That was rough.
just watching that fella, and it just and him trying to get out of his car, and Buster. I mean, I actually got up there and took it, and he got burned up
Yes,
too.
he did.
But it could have been really bad. It was bad, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it was. Uh, okay. how and when did you want to become a track driver or a track owner?
Well, growing up, being around a lot of facilities, I've been to East Bay to Talladega dirt track, just travel around, seen a lot of stuff and got to know some promoters. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I always thought, man, I could try this, something that might could do. And, so me and Gary talked last spring and we had a little conversation on the pit gate one night. I wasn't racing, and it kind of evolved from there. A few months later, he called me back, and we talked some numbers, and just kind of
Yeah.
it's went that direction. And I said, I don't know if I don't take this opportunity, I may regret it. And I said,
Yeah.
well, we're going to go for it because Gary said I want somebody with the track that's a racer that
Got the
loves the
background.
sport.
Yes. You got the pedigree.
So I said, let's go for it. I mean, my wife was on, my son was on to do it, and so we just jumped in. And
Is your son racing in it?
yeah, he raced last year.
Yeah.
He stays busy with his job. He's a lineman, and he's big reason I took this project on because there was a lot of things I need to do, and him being a lineman, the company he works for, they've been supportive, and we got to use their equipment, their trucks and stuff to do a lot of the work we're doing.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Next question is, what have you already improved at Tazewell Speedway?
Well, so far, I mean, we started out last November when we did the purchase with Gary and Charlene.
Yeah.
We changed our website, still TazewellSpeedway.net, but we actually uh, end up redoing the website. We went through my race pass, kind of updated the
Yeah.
format and stuff a little bit. I'm not big on a lot of this stuff. My daughter's helped me, and my wife's been a big help, and
Yeah.
so we're just kind of that. And with the track, I mean, we redone all the lights. Me as a driver, and listen, as a driver will do anything to race. You get older, your eyes ain't as good. So one of the things I wanted to improve was the lights around the track, and we've done that. We've got them done. They're turned on. They're working.
Did you go with LED lighting?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Spent there was 12 poles we set, all new poles. We removed all the old light system.
Yeah.
So we updated all that. I had an engineer draw it up for me and the placement of all the poles. And so we put four lights per pole, and there's 48 lights we installed.
Yeah. It needed that.
So they're all directional for the driver, and they're directional away from the fans. So if you're in the stands,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's one
You're
of the
not
things.
annoyed.
Yeah. And we worked on the PA system,
Hmm.
updated that. We ended up installing 6 new speakers, all, and a new Yamaha board upstairs. So, and then we got all new LED caution lights from Wheeling. Got a
Good.
sponsorship
Yeah.
from them on these lights. So we installed 5 new lights, 2 in each turn and 1 at the flag stand. So that's going to be, for
Easier to
safety.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Did you? I think I saw a picture of you doing something against the wall. Did you remove that dirt
And
to make it less of a ramp there?
in turn 4, the wall, it's all metal through going into 3 and coming off 4. That's all the old wall system. So what we done is we got certain part was damaged pretty bad. So on the back side of the wall, there's all this dirt that's actually went over the wall through the years, and it's fell down. So we had to remove a lot of this dirt,
Yeah.
repair a big section of it. It was about 40 some feet that we repaired. And so anyways, we pulled some of the dirt off the wall because the dirt kind of even it'll happen again, but it'll start riding up on the wall. And
Gets that wall and keeps piling up.
so we're just trying to took a little banking out. Everybody's worried to death we're ruining the track, but
You did.
we're just pulling it down where it was at originally. And because Gary, we talked, and Gary's still helping me. I mean, me and
Yeah.
and if it weren't for him, I mean, him and Charlene, they've helped me so much. They made this all possible for me. So I do want to thank them. And but it's been a lot to deal with. I mean, as far as from insurance to to, from just what we're doing here, just dealing with all the projects we got. We're working on the bathroom facilities. I mean, I'm wanting to redo them, and everybody's kind of
Well, that's my next question. What all have you planned for later in
uh,
as far as improvements?
but right now we're just focusing on the track, the lights, the caution, PA system, because I want to make it better for the fans. The concession,
Yeah.
we're cleaning, a lot of that up. We're having to deal with the health department and get all this,
Hmm.
reorganized. I want to add more stuff to our concessions, and it'll happen during the season. The bathrooms, I probably this year we're going to do some work on the urinals in the men's rooms. The women's bathrooms, we got to work on some of the stalls. But my plan is eventually we're going to tear that out and start over new. I'd like to build a shelter thing with the bathrooms on one end, and but anyways, it's going to take time, so everybody's going to have to bear with us, and you know,
Okay. Long time goals for Tazewell Speedway. Do you have any?
um, yeah, I'd like to. I mean, as far as the facility, the wall we got to work on because most of the wall is concrete around the track.
Hmm.
And turn 3 and 4, it's all the old metal structure. So eventually, and maybe a few years down the road, I like to remove all that and concrete all that, and but it's a long process, and we just this year get through my projects. We did a lot of cleanup. Old Grader was over there for years, sitting coming in the pit entrance. So, anyways, I try to get people to come cut it up. Everybody's like, well, So me and my son took a torch. We hauled it. It took me 3 loads to haul it off. It brought like $2,400 in scrap, but it was just a matter. It wasn't that I wanted the money. I just wanted to get it out of there, just to
Yeah.
kind of clean the place up.
Clean it up.
So, but
Okay, you got some classes changing this year. Talk about the differences in classes.
well, you know, I mean, I raced there for several years. We did the limited late model, loved the class. And it's kind of, I wanted to bring it back, but I feel like, that class had kind of got dwindled down through the years. And it used to be 16, 18 cars on a regular Saturday night. And it got down to where it was 8 cars, 10 cars, and then Gary ended up cutting them. And then, the crates started coming in.
Right.
And then we got the sportsman class, and crates. There's several series out there now. I mean, right in this area, you got 4 series running crates, and
Hmm.
in most classes or tracks has got the crate late model, and I've run it for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's pretty competitive class, and but now the sportsman is more designed entry class into the late model, and it's still a big class over at Tazewell.
But
And
are they getting kind of out of financial control a little bit? And can you reel that back in, or
well,
are you not worried about
the sportsman
it?
started out, and it was supposed to, just older chassis. Gary and Brad started that several years ago, and build your own motor. And so that really was I mean, a good entry class to get in
Hmm.
that. So now other tracks that got the sportsman volunteers got it. I think I-75, some of them. So what's happened? Everybody started upping the rules a little bit. Well, these guys couldn't come to Tazewell and race, and then if you
Yeah,
went from Tazewell to there, then you could compete. So
that's how
we've
it's
changed it.
always been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've changed a few because I like to keep it simple. But we've changed some stuff. Used to you had to run a steel drive shaft, and I get it. Now I'm a racer, so we would end up, carbon fiber was more of a safety thing. So we kind of opened the dry shaft rule a little bit this year, so they can run a carbon fiber.
Okay.
But yeah, just I don't know the tire rule. They're able to use in that sportsman they can use um, older tires that's obsolete that they don't make no more, and if you still got them, so but yeah, trying to keep the cost down.
Right. Okay. As far as the other classes, for the rules, is it best just to go to your website, or can you give us just an overall?
Well, yeah, I mean, the website, it's all black and white. So, the street class, we changed some rules around for them. Uh, and just to accommodate to where if they got rained out at Tazewell, we got rained out, they could load up, run over to Bullsgate and be
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
The problem they was having, their rules were a little different. So, they had a big disadvantage. You'd have to go back to your house and, change a bunch of stuff to be, to make it. So we're trying to adjust. Me and Vic, has talked quite a bit. We got a race scheduled kind of on the 4th, the 3rd of July and the 4th of July. We got a race. We're kind of teaming together, and it's for the sportsman class. We're paying like 1,200 to win, and just trying to give them something, a big race for
Yeah.
them, because
Signature race.
they've always, the sportsmen. There's there every weekend. They show up,
Yep.
and we're just trying to put something little. Me and Vic is for them, and then we're working with Thunder Mountain, a track in Corbin, Kentucky, and we got a 2 night race for them for the it's Crate Racing USA, and
Yep.
it's going to be a Friday, Saturday night. We're going to have a should work out pretty good for hopefully the weather's permitting. So,
Okay. Your basic schedule. You want to talk about it a little bit?
me and Gary, like I said, he's helped me a lot on this, and we're he said schedule all you can because we get a lot of rainouts. We'll have a lot, and we'll have a bunch this year, just like most tracks I got to deal with. So we just kind of filled it up much we can. We took off. Vic's got a race in April, the gauntlet they're doing. It's an all week deal.
Hmm.
So we took off for him on that Saturday night. So we didn't want to compete against that. And then we got a race we're taking off for Smoky Mountains. They got a Lucas race, and we're taking off that Saturday night. So, you try to work with these other tracks because, we got our big race coming up in Easter
Yeah.
weekend. And, Gary said, "You want to do that?" I said, "Yep." I said, "You got it started, and we'll just continue it." It's a 21,000 to win race, and it's a big deal. I mean, hopefully the weather hits us. Easter this year is early. Last few years it was later in the month, so now we're dealing with cooler weather. Hopefully we get a good weekend.
What events are you most excited about? Was that it?
Yeah, that race, the Easter weekend, and we got a crate race starting our season out the 21st of March, and but now that Easter weekend is going to be our biggest race for the season. Then we got our 4th of July or no July race for the Southern Nationals. Their summer national series ends up there, and it's a 10,000 win race.
Yeah, I
So
like that series.
yeah.
Always have. Talk about your new merch coming out, and if somebody wants to sponsor, put up a sign, or have a sign put up for them, who do they contact?
Uh, they can message on Facebook. My daughter and Brady Cup's helping with this. Now we can email Tazewell Speedway 65 at gmail.com and email us, and we'll respond. Leave a number, and we'll call you back. And so yeah, we're just our merch got uh, some companies we're working with on some stuff on the, and hopefully we'll have all that in for our first race. It should
I'm sure
work
it'll
out.
have
Yeah.
T-shirts,
Yep.
some hoodies, hats.
Yep.
What else?
Um,
What else do you want?
well, starting out, I'm kind of like new with all this. We got to see what the fans want, and we're going to try to bring in the most we can. Like I said, with concession, eventually we're going to work in ice cream. I've been to tracks, and it's been a big hit.
Oh, it is.
And I just want to provide them with a night of entertainment. That's what we're in. We're in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
I mean, the drivers are the stars. Our fans are. It helps support it, and we just try to give back to everybody. And I mean, it's like I said, everybody's going to have to be patient with us. You know, it's a new process we're doing. So,
All right, last word to you. You can say anything you want about anything.
well, I don't know. We kind of, as far as the facility, you know, we got a lot we're doing. We're doing painting, doing painting the walls. Like I said, the lights I think is a big home run. Our PA system, you know, I think it's something that was needed. But you know, all our employees, I got several coming back. Um, eh, just about everybody's coming back. We got a few that's decided they wanted to take a break because I know they're giving up their Saturday night to
Yeah,
come to work for us, and they enjoy racing as much as I do, or they wouldn't do it.
right.
So
You have to have a love for it.
yeah, and but as far as I don't know, we just I got Marty Calloway's going to be doing all the dirt work. I got Bruce or flag stand. His wife helps us.
Oh, you changed that too.
Yeah.
Protected Bruce a little more.
Oh yeah, we built him a new flag stand. Actually, the flag stand that was there, it was pretty rough, and as a kid, I was there the night the guy hit it. A friend of mine, actually, from Barberville, he wrecked a Camaro, knocked the flag stand down, knocked the flag. He landed in the stands, and I was there that night, and it was pretty bad. He
Yep.
broke both his legs. But anyways, that same flag stand was been put back, and first thing I want to do is cut her down, and actually the old flag stand from Atomic Speedway, Gary had bought it several years ago,
Yeah.
and it was down in this hole over in the pits. So my son said, "Dad, you want to check this out?" He said, "It looks in pretty good shape." So we got down looking at it, and they brought it back up. Marty was in it with a skid steer and brought it back up, and so we took the old flag stand from Atomic, and we made a new base for it, and and brought it into the track. And I thought, well, that was a pretty cool addition to be able to do that. So, but the caution lights we're working on the scales. I had a company they sent all new load cells because I was just trying to get everything updated. So, but we got a lot planned, and hopefully, everything works out. And just weather is a big thing for a racetrack.
Okay, before you leave, let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about the practice day with the swap.
Okay, so we're gonna do a swap meet. Me and my brother, we've always traveled in the north, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and it's something we've done pretty much our whole lives, and just something we enjoy doing. So what we're going to do on the 14th on a Saturday, we're going to have a swap meet that starts at 9 o'clock, and it's free to all the public, free to anybody that wants to bring. You don't have to be a racer. If you want to bring something, try to sell as far as car parts, or could be a mower, could be a weed eater. I don't care.
Yeah,
We're just inviting everybody to come, and hopefully something we can get started, and every year continue in that first practice,
that's good.
because then we'll practice that evening from 2 o'clock on into the evening. So we're going to probably run it long. It'll be in my first year, the practice. So, but now the practice is $20 to do the practice, and then anybody can come watch for free. We'll have our concession open, but we're excited to maybe put that into the track. We used to go to
Absolutely.
411. They used to do it for their practice, so hopefully it's something we get started and work out for us.
Good deal. All right, Brian, thanks for coming in today.
All
I
right.
really appreciate talking with you
Appreciate
again.
you all having me here.
Uh,
And, just like I said, everybody bear with us. And, we might do a little screw ups, but we'll fix them,
it's new.
Yeah.
You'll do some good things, and then you'll have some bad things happen. I'm sure, but overall, you'll do a fine job. You're a good man.
All right. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Special thanks to Rex up here at the Sports Center, our marketing partners, our premier partners, and everybody that watches these episodes. Please follow, like Claiborne County Sports Zone on Facebook, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. All these things we do will be archived on our YouTube channel, Claiborne County Sports Zone. So thanks for watching, guys. And thank you again to our partners. And Until next time, may God bless you.